Hello, everyone. Tanya Biglow here, just popping in again. And for those of you who are wondering what we're doing here in this channel, basically, some of my family and friends suggested that I share this. And this is that every morning, every day, I share a word of the day with my children. The word of the day is designed to help them build their vocabulary, but also understand better how to apply this information to their lives, how to apply the words, how to use the words on a daily basis, but also how to apply those words to their lives and let them know what it means to them. So that's why we're here, just as a service and a support. And I want to pause because I'm adding the word of the day with the word. And I don't want to seem to come across as a holy roller or this person who is a hypocrite, because that is not necessarily my goal, to come across hypocritical at all. I do not profess to be a perfect person at all, like not even a little bit. But what I do know is that these words and some of these lessons, the lessons I've learned, right? But the words, the word that I'm sharing comes from what I've studied over the years and what was instilled in me when I was a little girl, going to church, going to Bible study, going to Bible Bowl, going to all those things, right? And what I hear is, what comes up is um, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old they will not depart from it. But we have to have a seed to plant, right? So if you don't have that seed to plant into your children, take them somewhere so you can get the seed and they can get the seed, and we can all just show up as better human beings, right? So today's word, we're going to jump right in. Today's word is onerous, right? So I grew up like ornery. That was the word. That's how he said it when we was little, but onerous. And the definition of onerous is involving, onerous means involving an amount of effort and difficulty that is oppressively burdensome, AKA it's hard, right? It's exhausting. It is burdensome. It is fatiguing. It is laborious, right? Those are some of the words that you can replace with the word onerous. And when I think of the word onerous, the first phrase that comes to my mind, if we're thinking about the word, is the thorn in the flesh, right? And there are several examples of that in the Bible. Again, I'm not the Bible scholar, but this is just coming up for me, right? So in Numbers 33:55, God warned the Israelites of what would happen to them if they were not completely obedient to the word. So God had freed the Israelites, or he was empowering them, and God told them to do something specifically with the Canaanites. But did they listen or didn't they listen? I'm gonna let you read the word so you can know that for yourself. But at the end of the day, God gave them specific instruction and said if they did not follow God's plan to the T, right? If you didn't do what God said exactly how he said do it and when he said do it, he said that the Canaanites would be a constant source of irritation to them. Did that happen? Read the word and you can find it out for yourself. And that's in Numbers 33, right? So, right, God is saying, listen, heed the word. Don't just hear the word, but heed the word and then follow it to the T, so you won't have to endure this onerous type of lifestyle or these thorns in the flesh, right? And then if we look at Second Corinthians, I think Second Corinthians 12, somewhere in there it talks about it's the story of Paul, right? So in the story of Paul had a thorn in the flesh, but God gave Paul this thorn in the flesh, and Paul pleaded with God. Paul said, please, baby, baby, please, God, please, please. If you remove this, I will do this and I will do that. He was trying to negotiate with God. And God plainly and simply told Paul, listen, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So, in other words, like, look, there's a reason why you have this. And I want you to have this. And you're going to be okay because when you're weak, I am strong. So it's amazing to me to see how this onerous situation can occur when we're not obedient, right? When we don't heed the word or the instructions that we're given. But then, two, it could also be a blessing, right? It could be something that was ordained for us to go through. Now, the other element, and this is not in the Bible, that I think of when I think of onerous is for some of us parents, right? Being a parent is an onerous situation. I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't like my kids. I love my kids, but I don't like my kids. And one thing I realized, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was sharing with him, I said, at this point in my life, my oldest daughter is 14. And at this point in my life, I recognize that I would not be the mother I am today, the woman I am today, the parent that I am today without her in my life, right? There are some things that I had to learn about parenting that I was able to get as a result of serving as their parent, my daughter's parent, right? Being my daughter's parents. Um, there are things about myself that I had to heal from my childhood as a result of being a mother to daughters. So while being a parent has been let me tell you something. I have several degrees. And one of the degrees that I have is in physics, right? And most of the time people are like, oh my God, you got a degree in physics. But I promise you, after getting a degree in physics, after getting all of the degrees that I have, after working as a scientist, project management, all the things, business owner, all of that, being a parent has been the most challenging job I've ever had in my entire life, right? And there's three things that I've learned about being a parent. One, it is the easiest job I was able to get. Zoop, zoop, not that, that challenging of getting that job, right? So now I'm a parent, right? And now I'm in the throes of being a parent. So another element that I've learned about being a parent is that it is the hardest job that I've ever had in my entire life. Like you have to become, I had to become, or I am in the process of becoming a better person. I'm just a different person overall because not only do I have to show up for myself, but I also, in a sense, have to show up for them, or I'm choosing to show up to them. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do unless you're following the laws of the land or the words of the Most High. But for me, it was the hardest job that I've ever had in my entire life. But then number three, being a parent is the most rewarding job I've ever had. Like to see my children struggle and then to see them soar, to see them hurting, but then to see them healed, to see them confused, but then to see them with so much clarity. Like that is the best part of being a parent. However, there's still onerous moments in that process. So that was the word of the day, onerous. And hopefully, you all have learned something, have been able to glean something out of this conversation. We're looking at the principles, right? Sometimes you're going to have a hard and difficult situation because we didn't follow the rules we didn't listen and heed the instructions. And then sometimes we're going to have a onerous or difficult situation because God put us there. And then sometimes we're going to create that, like literally birth that. And you get an opportunity, we get an opportunity to have joy in that and learn the lessons that we can learn from that process. So hopefully this has been helpful to someone. I want to say peace, bye-bye for now. And remember to make sure that you have a great day on purpose, not by happenstance, not by accident, but on purpose. Bye-bye for now.